Well, then a step in the right direction, or perhaps a step too far. Well, I'm joined by Athena Stevens from the Women's Equality Party and the Conservative MP, Andrew Bridgen. Very good to see you both. And I'm going to start, I think, with something you might both agree about. Athena, kick us off here. It's certainly got, John Lewis, some good and free headlines here. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Whether this is a marketing ploy or not, companies have marketing ploys all the time. To me, that's immaterial. This could be what breaks down a good number of gender barriers for the next generation. And if they're using that to make money, that's really wise.
OK. I mean, Andrew Bridgen, you've nodded there when I said about the headlines, but you think it's all about that? It's all just about the PR?
Yes, I think it's blatant window dressing. John Lewis are an independent retailer. They can market their goods and products however they wish to whomever they wish. But I think what they're actually doing is getting a lot of very cheap publicity out of this issue. OK,
so Athena, I mean, let's follow it through then. I mean, presumably you think it's a small step in dealing with gender stereotyping, but how? I mean, I can understand, you know, the pink for girls and blue for boys things, but that's perhaps the more important issue about gender stereotyping, isn't it? That you don't push children into categories early on.
Well, don't forget pink for girls and blue for boys is a rather modern concept. It used to be that all children wore the same clothes. So all of that is fairly modern and non-traditional in its own way.
Yeah, and you see those pictures, don't you, from way back, certainly Elizabethan times. Boys were dressed as girls.
Yeah.
As we would imagine girls were.
It's more about establishing a new way of thinking within the younger generation of you can wear what you want, be who you were created to be, and fulfill your potential.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got us discussing that. But, I mean, Andrew Bridgen, I see you nodding along there, saying, of course people should be able to wear what they want to be. You agree with all that. But do you think this is a bit cynical, don't you?
I do. I'm all for more consumer choice for men, women, boys, girls. But, you know, labelling up for boys and girls on a dress, I don't know how many parents are going to nip into John Lewis and look to buy a dress for their 6-year-old boy. And, you know, is that appropriate anyway? I mean, who's stereotyping who?
Have you seen the product line?
I've seen it on the television. I've seen clips of them showing the labels.
I'm not seeing the point. It's gender neutral by design.
I'm all for more choice. But I think this is pushing it, and I think it is pretty cynical, really. And I'm not sure who's pushing this agenda.
But, I mean, let's broaden it out. I mean, from John Lewis, I mean, you know, it's a small step. I mean, it's not the biggest clothes retailer in Britain. I mean, do you think, Athena, that this should happen not just for children's clothing, but it should happen for all clothing? It should happen in all stores?
Well, I'm not one to tell anyone how to run their business. And there again, I think Andrew and I will probably agree on that. This is one of business. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
But if you don't like it, don't buy it. But you might not be able to find it. I mean, that's the other point, isn't it? Just a bit confusing.
Well, I think you know, directing people to where they want to buy the products that they want to buy, boys, girls, male, female, I think that's helpful. We're all time limited.
I'm confused as why you won't be able to find it. It will still be labelled children's clothing. John Lewis has a big street sign. You walk in, you say, where are the children's clothing? I would like something in pink or blue or green, if that's your child's favorite color. That seems to me like a red herring that you've thrown out there, frankly.
Well, I mean, if we accepted it, it may expand, and that you may do away with any gender labelling of any clothes. Then you just have clothes. Yes, you have. Then you have trousers, you have shirts, you have skirts. Yes, of course, but you don't know where to find them.
What's wrong with children developing taste?
So you think then, so you wouldn't do away with men's and women's clothing?
Like I said, I am in no position to tell a business how to run their industry. However, I do think people are happier. The economy flows better when people are able to cater to their own tastes.
Andrew, Bridgen?
I'm all for consumer choice. I just worry where this is heading and whether it's going too fast. But I suppose if Jeremy Corbyn gets into power, perhaps we'll all be in chairman mouse suits and one size fits
here
all.
we go.
Who cares?
Got some politics in there. Very good to see you, Andrew, Bridgen, Athena Stevens. Thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.